Hijack, Doomsday of Rap. And before that, we listened to Capone and Noriega, who are bringing back the gods. It is about that time that we have picked up the telephone and dialed just a number to get in touch with one of the legends of hip-hop of old. And if I'm correct, we have the Arabian Prince on the telephone. Is that right?
Yes, sir, man. Rolling through Southern California. What's up?
Ooh, that sounds very nice. What's the weather like out there?
Man, it's about 75 degrees right now. I'm not sure what it is in centigrade, but, nice, sunny summer day.
That sounds very good. No, it's cloudy and rainy here in Holland, so just enjoy the weather as long as you have it. Arabian Prince, we would like to take you back to where you started out. Where was that exactly? I just have Rapstar Records here, but what period of time was that?
That was like the early 80s, man, like 82, 83. I actually made my first record in 1984 on Rapstar Records, which was Russ Parr, Bobby Jimmy's label.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that was
my first record.
That was Innovator in Strange Life?
Strange Life was my first record in 84, and then I followed that up with It Ain't Tough in 85.
What was rap like at that moment in time?
Well, it was crazy, man. On the West Coast back in the early 80s, everybody who ended up making records like me, Egyptian Lover, Dr. Dre, with the World Class Wrecking Crew, we were doing, electro funk, which we called it on the West Coast, and up-tempo dance music inspired by, a mixture of Kraftwerk and, Parliament Funkadelic. So we were mixing funk and, German electro to come up with a new sound.
So in what way does that differ from what happened on the East Coast?
It was almost the same, man, because back then on the East Coast, you had, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five doing the thing with, like Planet Rock. So they were kind of dabbling into the same type of music, but the difference between West Coast and East Coast music at that time, on the East Coast, they were talking about, poverty in the streets and the struggle, and on the West Coast, we was talking about parties and freaks.
Does that mean that there were no such topics as struggle in urban environments in the West Coast?
No, there were, but, like I said, all the guys who actually started making music, we were DJs, and we were doing parties and clubs and big events, so all we were into was freaking and chasing girls and all of that stuff, so that was the basis of our story, and not until, we started NWA and Ice-T started his whole thing, did we really get into what was going into the streets with the gangster rap.
Okay, because I would like to take you to that moment as well. You were with Niggas with Attitude. How did you get in touch with these people?
Well, like I said, me and Dre, started doing the whole electro funk thing. He was with the World Class Wrecking Crew. I was doing my own solo records, and also with producing Bobby, Jimmy, and the Critters. I produced a song, JJ Fad, Supersonic. So me and Dre used to hang out all the time pretty tight. And then later on, when we got to a point where we wanted to make more money and do our own thing, we got with Eazy-E, and he put a little money in, and we formed NWA.
Cool beans. What was that like, working with these people?
Oh, man, it was a fun time, man. That's when we really started getting into talking about the struggle and what was going on in the streets of L.A. with the police and with all the stuff like that, man, because I think that's what had happened. Like, we were always talking about parties and freaks, and then the whole, thing in the streets got real with the gangs and the police and, all the harassment. So we kind of changed the page in history and started talking about what was going on in our neighborhood in Compton.
And unfortunately, that wasn't all that pretty.
Oh, no, it wasn't pretty at all. But, like I said, we had a story to tell, and we put it out there for the world to hear, and it kind of changed the face of music.
That it certainly did. The movie is out, of course, straight out of Compton. I haven't seen it yet. I will see it very shortly. Is there a part of the Arabian Prince in that movie?
Nah, man, they left me out the movie, and I know why they left me out the movie. I actually got into a lawsuit with a couple of with Easy's wife, who actually owns Ruthless Records right now, and the lawsuit had nothing to do with her personally. It was just business, taking care of. I wasn't getting some royalties I should have been getting on some of the projects I worked on, and I actually won the lawsuit, and I guess, she decided that she wanted to leave me out the movie. But it's all good because I think it actually backfired on her, because now I'm getting a lot more, people reaching out to me than if I was actually in the movie.
Yeah, of course. You were part of NWA, and you were a strong part of NWA, supplying a lot of the beats together with Dre and Easy, of course. So you should be in it.
Oh, yeah. And, like I said, they left me out, but that's all good because, good things come from it anyway.
True. I guess that's karma. Okay, but anyway, you stepped out of NWA at around 1988?
Yeah, 88, 89. I think that's when I left, yep.
Then what happened?
Then I just decided, man, I left NWA because I wasn't getting paid. And that's the same reason Cube left, and that's the same reason Dre eventually left. So I left and I dropped my own record, Brother Arab, and just did my own thing, man, and, did that for a minute and kind of got into other stuff.
So what stuff did you get into?
Oh, man, I was really into tech, man. So early on, I saw the whole video game market starting to blow up, and I invested in that and started a video game company and a special effects company because I was really into computers early on. So I kind of got into that, man, and that kind of, set me up for life.
Cool. So we now have video games by the Arabian Prince.
Oh, yeah. I produced and worked on a lot of video games, man, from the late 80s till now, and a lot of special effects films and stuff like that. And then, kept putting out the Professor X records, so still out there touring and traveling, actually flying out tomorrow night for a show in Florida. I do a lot of stuff with Egyptian Lovers still. We still out there touring. Matter of fact, we was just up your way last year, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So you're still on tour. That's always good to hear. And you're also still producing. Is there a future record to be awaited from the Arabian Prince?
Yeah, man, I got a couple of new projects I'm working on, but they're kind of top secret because I'm actually moving into the whole EDM thing. I've been doing a lot of big EDM festivals and DJing with a lot of EDM cats, and I like that music. So I'm getting ready to drop an EDM project under another name, which I'll bring that up later on. But that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, of course. You said it is top secret. Of course, we would like to get it out of you. But if you don't want to talk about it now, could you at least make it known to us when it's a little less secret than it is now?
Oh, yeah, I definitely will. But I'm also still going to keep dropping Professor X tracks, man, because I got love for that electro funk, man, and the electro community is still strong around the world. So I'm always going to keep dropping electro beats as well.
True. Please keep doing that. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time anymore. So I would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you and to get a little insight on what rap was like back in the day on the West Coast.
You got it. Anytime.
And, of course, we will always be enjoying that West Coast rap from that point of time. And this time, we, of course, are going to do that with the Arabian Prince. Arabian Prince, once again, thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thanks for having me. Y'all take care.